I am Roland Johns. I am sim racing.
I'm Wes Fuller, driver the number 35, stand up to Cancer Ford. I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Cameron Peterson. I am sim racing.
What's going on? It's Rob Biotti from 4i Racing, driving the number 44 Toyota Camry, and I am sim racing.
Hello, I am Christopher Hamilton, and I am sim racing.
Hi, I'm Eric Andrews. I am sim racing.
We are sim racing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to DXR, presented by Lawrence Equipment. Also, our other series sponsor, Joker Graphics. We'd like to thank our broadcast sponsors tonight. That's going to be Critical Ambassadors and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at Indianapolis tonight at the bike course. That's right, we are taking these pro trucks to the bike course. This is a very, very tight road course for these guys. It's going to get a little tough in the S section going through the center of the field as we're watching Zach Drapkin blow past one of the corners. Sometimes that is the fastest way to get around. But ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have head-to-head heats. After the heats, we're going to go straight into a 12-lap feature. Green flag pit stops. They have to make them. They only have enough fuel to probably make no more than 8 laps. So these guys are going to have to time it out, go grab fuel, and get back onto the track. With that being said, let's see who's going to take it on tonight. We have Cameron Peterson, Alan Dobbs, Josh Edmondson, Luke Knupp, Connor Berry, Darren Hardesty, and Zach Drapkin. So 7 drivers out tonight. One of them going to take home the gold. The others are going to be left in the dust. A little bit about last week's race. Cameron Peterson taking home the gold. 3rd race that he has won so far. Will he win the 4th? Zach Drapkin moving up to the podium. Scored the most points out of everyone at the Rallycross. He scored 44 points total. Rallycross is scored in 2 sections, and he was able to finish very well in both sections, and that put him up ahead of a lot of our leaders. We also had a 3-way tie for points. That was, I believe, Josh Edmondson. I want to say Josh Edmondson, Luke Knupp, and another driver, all scoring 38. It was pretty cool. I haven't seen that before. And then Josh coming in the 3rd. So we had Cameron, Zach Drapkin, and then Josh Edmondson finishing in a 1-2-3. Last week's race at Atlanta Rallycross. But tonight at Indianapolis, who is going to come away with the gold and who is going to do the best out on the track? Because these long races, they get a little difficult. You know, you gotta time your pits, and you got to be out of there fast too. Indianapolis is a long pit stop, so these guys have to drive all the way to the end. It's probably going to burn close 20 to 30 seconds. This track is looks like these guys are running about 2-minute laps or a little bit less. So 2 minutes to 2:05. So we'll have to see how it plays out for everyone. But with 1 minute to go, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for some racing. Oh, it's going to be a good night tonight. So we're going to go ahead and follow along as Cameron Peterson is hitting the track. We'll give you in-depth camera footage. So this is the front stretch as he hits into corner 1. This section right here is a lot of fun. You can actually kind of drift into it a little bit. Your tires unhook and ride you all the way through. Love it. And then as you hit, there's turn 2. You're going to just carry it through. It's kind of like a little bit of a double apex turn and then a left. That's going to shoot you into another straight. And this straight's going to send you into the S turns on the infield. And that is going to get a little bit hairy there. These guys are going to have to really slow up for these S turns. So they have to be very careful and watch their entrance. When they're packed up in a group, it's going to get a little difficult. So we'll have to see how they handle that. And this is it right here. S turn number 1. This one's going to be the toughest as they come up on it. Should be right about here. Oh, no, I think I missed it. Sorry, there's a couple S-turns. Got to find them. But it looks like practice is over for these guys, so let's get ready to go see the first heat race of tonight. All right, lined up for the first heat is going to be Connor Berry, Darren Hardesty, Alan Dobbs, and Luke Knupp. Looks like Darren Hardesty running a DXR Classic paint scheme. The DXR Derby. That was a flop, but hey, it happens. Looks like Connor Berry did not queue up, so we're going to go straight to the event. 3 laps to go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Off the line. Darren Hardesty, Alan Dobbs, Luke Knupp going into turn 1. How's he going to handle as these guys go too wide around the corner? Luke Knupp taking the outside, and Darren's going to go ahead and ride it on the inside, but it's going to probably push him up into him. Just riding right next to him. Side by side. Braking points. Ooh, Luke biting the corner a little bit, but Darren able to get out ahead of him. A little bit of a nose there. Got to watch your braking points. Alan Dobbs giving it back to Luke Knupp as they make it out into the straight. This section right here, if you mash the pedal, you can actually, your back end kicks out as you make it into the corner, but it's a very manageable slide. All right, to the infield S's. Alan Dobbs and Luke Knupp still getting into it. Darren Hardesty up in front, Luke Knupp and Alan Dobbs right behind him. Down into the 3rd straight of the race. Drafting is going to be important here. We saw that happen in Detroit. These cars can throw up a pretty mean draft, so these guys can't catch up to each other, and they need to be careful as they enter into that corner. Alan Dobbs looking for a pass on Luke Knupp. As we mentioned before, this track is extremely tight. These guys need to be careful on what they're doing out there. Alan looks to the inside, gets side by side. Luke steps out of the track. Nice pass there by Alan Dobbs. Luke doing a good job not trying to get into the driver out on the track. That's one thing you got to be careful of. You know, with these tight tracks, someone's going to try and make a pass on you. You're better off giving it to them and trying to get back at them instead of fighting them the whole way through the corner and probably taking both of each other out. And once again, as you can see, the draft plays a huge deal on those straights as they are pinned in 3rd gear. Oh, a little bit of a nose into the back of Darren Hardesty. That's going to help Luke Knupp out as he catches up into Alan Dobbs. Darren taking the inside line, which is preferred, but look at that. Luke Knupp able to get around Alan as he had to hold up to watch Darren try and take that corner. Good recovery there by Luke Knupp. 2 laps to go. Darren Hardesty up in front. Luke Knupp right behind him. Alan Dobbs in tow. All right. Coming off the straight. Alan Dobbs sends it in. Oh! Gets into a little bit of contact. Luke Knupp riding him right behind him. Alan Dobbs trying to go for a 2-for-1. Gets around Darren Hardesty. Luke Knupp also trying to get some field back, is unhooked. Now for the next, the 3rd straight of the race. This is it. They're going to catch back up to each other. Got to watch your braking points, though. You don't have brake lights. Looks like Luke Knupp taking to the inside, trying to beat these guys to the corner. Was not able to. Gives Darren Hardesty a little bit of a push. Alan Dobbs trying to run away with it. Darren Hardesty right on his tail. Luke Knupp overshooting the corner just a tad bit. All right, down for one last lap. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alan Dobbs up in front, Darren Hardesty behind him, Luke Knupp in tow behind these guys. Final lap as they enter the corner. A little more spread out than we saw last time. Alan Dobbs now has some room to breathe and looks like his braking points are right where they need to be. Darren trying to catch up to him, using whatever he can. Luke Knupp looking for that 2nd place, though. These heats are extremely crucial for these drivers. When they, you know, the way you position in this heat is what's going to happen when you make it into the feature event. So it's going to go 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, so on and so forth as they go down the line. Alan Dobbs overshooting the corner. That's going to give Darren Hardesty the... it's going to give him the position he needs to move up on him. He's almost there. Luke Knupp trying to use a little bit of that corner and catch up to these guys. Getting side by side with Darren Hardesty as they shoot down the straight. Darren trying to keep him to the inside, playing a little bit of chicken with Luke Knupp. Oh, Luke still not able to beat him around the corner. Still, oh, there we go. Beats him to the corner. Oh, Darren giving Luke a little bit of a bump. Watching your breaking points. A little bit of roughhousing in the back of the pack as they go into the final lap. Alan Dobbs up in front. It's between Luke Knupp and Darren Hardesty right now, fighting for position. Darren playing some great defense all race, but just had an opening for Alan Dobbs to get around him, and then Luke Knupp just capitalized on getting around him too. And here we go as we go into the front straight. Ladies and gentlemen, first heat of the night is going to be Alan Dobbs, Luke Knupp, and Darren Hardesty in a 1-2-3. Great race by all those guys out there. That was definitely a heater. All right, next race is going to be Josh Edmondson, Cam Peterson, and Zap Drapkin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3-lap shootout. Here we go. Josh Edmondson with a good start. Cam Peterson to his outside. Zap Drapkin just has to stay in tow behind these guys, learn their racing lines, and try and capitalize on any mistakes they make out there. This is going to be one of the tougher brackets to be in. Cam Peterson, oh, finds an opening next to Josh Edmondson. Josh needs to close that door as fast as possible as they hit this straight. Looks like he was able to get on the gas just a little bit faster than Cam Peterson. Cam probably hitting that brake a little bit more. That's why he's able to kind of round that corner a little bit faster. Cam Peterson on the tail of Josh Edmondson, trying to draft off him as they get ready to go down the straight. Cam double taps the brake, misses his braking point. Josh is going to use that to his advantage, get up ahead as much as possible. Riding along with Josh Edmondson right now. Cam Peterson looking to get around him. Zach Drapkin right in tow behind these guys. Cam looking to the inside. Josh trying to beat him around the corner before they hit into the front straight. Side by side into the front straight. Cam giving him a little bit of a push out of there. Cameron Peterson now up in front. Josh Edmondson right behind him. Now's the time to kind of maybe pick up on Cam's driving lines. He's got to stay ahead of these guys. He's got to stay fast. But this is an opportunity for Josh to maybe watch and learn just a tad bit. It is a heat race. It doesn't affect you too much. You will get bonus points for finishing in first, but at the same time, this might be an opportunity to, snag some racing lines. See if you can do anything better than him. Try something different. Josh, though, does not want to let him go. Zach Drapkin having a hard time catching up to these guys. It happens. He is a little bit slower tonight, but he is having fun out there. Throwing some corners for us. Some beautiful drifts. Getting ready for the one to go. Cam Peterson up ahead. Josh Edmondson right behind him. We will go ahead and ride along with Cam Peterson up in front. Show you guys what it feels like to be around this track with these guys. As you can see, they have to deep brake pretty hard into this corner as they're already pegged. Keep it nice and close to that corner. Let it shoot out wide and tailor back in, but right here you then got to quickly turn left. Already down in first gear. Send it back out. Back end's going to kick out on you just a tad bit as you're getting back up to speed. This section right here, you can actually hold the gas and your back end slides out on you as you shoot out to the outside of the line. It's a nice, easy run. Definitely got to get on the brakes pretty soon for this corner, though. Got to keep it nice and tight to the left. Drop it to the right. Quick little S-turn. Another thing these guys have to be careful of is if they have their back end step out any little bit onto the green, it's going to lose a lot of traction for them, so they got to be careful and keep their back end hooked up on the road at all times. He's going to brake at 2 or right before it. Hit that corner, ride it in through as he gets ready for the finish. As you can see, very, very technical track. And as we go into the finish, looks like tonight is going to be Cam Peterson, Josh Edmondson, and Zach Drapkin for heat number 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for the main event. All right, good run by everyone out there for the heats. 6 drivers out in the track. Hopefully Connor Berry is able to load up again. Let's walk through some of the guys out in the track. We're going to have Alan Dobbs running in the Maxxis Tires Traxxas up in front. Luke Knupp in the Rays Energy Drink. Darren Harsey out there running in that DXR Derby paint scheme. Zach Drapkin out there also. Cameron Peterson in that fistful of bourbon as we get ready to go green. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 laps to go. Green flag pit stops. Let's see who can take it tonight. Alan Dobbs up in front. Cam Peterson to his outside. Good start by all the drivers. Looks like Luke Knupp already getting into a little bit of Josh Edmondson there as they're trying to fight for position. Darren Harsey getting lucky. Oh, starts the inside. Goes straight into dooring Luke Knupp as he tries to make it to the inside of that corner. Oh, misses his braking point, slams into Alan Dobbs, and then pushes Cameron Pearson out of his line. A little bit of a rough race in the back for these guys. We talked about it before. Braking points are extremely important in this track, but you got to be careful because you have no braking lights in front of you. You got to be able to anticipate the person in front of you. Where are they going to brake? How are you going to get around them? And right now, just a lot of contact happening in the back of the pack as they're trying to drive around each other. Looks like both Luke Knupp and Darren Hardesty got into it there. Luke heading to the pits and out of the race. Looks like Alan Dobbs trying to run down Cam Peterson right now. We're going to go ahead and jump over to him. All right, Alan Dobbs taking it down the front straight, looking to the inside of the corner, trying to send it in a little bit deeper and catch up to Cameron Peterson. Behind him, Josh Edmondson, Zap Drapkin, and Darren Hardesty. Darren getting into the back of Zap Drapkin, trying to get around him. Josh Edmondson trying to close that gap between him and Alan Dobbs. Down into the straight right now. There's a battle in the back between Zach Drapkin and Darren Hardesty. Josh Edmondson, Alan Dobbs, and Cameron Peterson are kind of separated out from everyone right now. Zach Drapkin able to get around Darren Hardesty. Darren looking for a rebuttal around the corner. All right, down to the front straight. Looks like we have Cameron Pearson, Alan Dobbs still going at it. Cam just a couple car lengths ahead of him. Alan just trying to keep him within view and possibly waiting. You know, when do I need to pit? I got to stay right behind this guy. Got to keep it up. Don't let him get away too much. And he's probably going to try and maybe take him on the pits. Another thing these drivers need to be doing is kind of staring at their fuel gauge on those straights and counting off, like, how much fuel have they used, how much, you know, possibly how many laps do I have left, you know, and figure out if I'm going to hit the pits, how much fuel do I need to finish the race. As this track stretches out for these drivers, it's going to get a little bit harder. Now it's more of a time attack for these drivers. They have to race against themselves, close up as much distance as possible. Think about when they need to pit. When do they need to be out of there? As we get ready for lap 4 to count off. Cameron Peterson still up in front. Alan Dobbs a little bit farther behind now. These road courses, smooth is so important. You want to keep all those tires connected. You don't want to be chirping. And you want to just be on point as much as possible. Any amount of being loose is going to lose you some speed out in the track. Cameron hitting the inside of the field, or the infield S's pretty hard right now. Trying to stay fast as he hits that third straight. Question is, I know these guys are going to have probably 6 laps left. Or sorry, 6 laps in the tank to start. Are we going to see someone pit early and possibly try and beat these guys out? Looks like Zach Drapkin already hit the pits. So we have an early pit from Zach Drapkin. How is that going to affect the field? Is he going to be able to beat these guys around the course if he comes back out? Did he grab a full tank? Did he look at his fuel and kind of judge it out? Still looks like no one else deciding to hit the pits. Alan Dobbs, Josh Edmondson, Cameron Pearson all staying out. And it looks like Darren Hardesty into the pits right now. We're going to go ahead and jump over to him. See what he grabs while these guys are hitting the track, so you guys can see what they have to go through. Oh, he misses his pit stall. That is going to affect him. You want to be on point with that. You do not want to miss your pit stall. As he goes in, looks like he should just be grabbing fuel. If you see his truck lift, that means tires, and you don't need to grab tires tonight. It is fuel, 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 and that is it. Go, go. Coming close up to the same time as Zach Drapkin for the pit. Almost out of there. He needs to get out of this pit as fast as possible and get up ahead of these guys. Zach Drapkin making it around Darren Hardesty, looking to regain some time. It's like Darren's still in the pits, 1 minute and 13 seconds. That is not going to do well for him. There we go. Sorry about that. A little lost in the cameras. Following Zach Drapkin, since Zach did get out of the pits, or did enter the pits before everyone else. Looks like Cam Peterson also entering the pits. Is Alan Dobbs going to hit them as well? We know he was a cut. Yep, Alan in the pits. Now is it Josh Edmondson's turn to hit the pits? We'll find out, but really what needs to happen is Zach Drapkin has a chance to beat everyone out of the pits. If he hits all his marks right now, we know it takes about 52 seconds if we're going off Zach's pits. No! Zach blowing the corner! He has so much to gain and so much to lose right now. He needs to be as fast as possible around these corners and catch up to these guys. Cam Peterson out of the pits at 42 seconds. Zach Drapkin on the last section of corners to the front straight. This is it. This could help him out so much. He has a chance to get around these guys. He could find himself in a third place if he can beat Alan Dobbs. He's going down the straight. Alan Dobbs forgot to take off tires. Looks like Alan took less fuel and a tire swap. Zach Drapkin shooting down the straight. Closes the gap just a tad bit. Josh Edmondson still not in the pits. Stayed out. Question is, whose strategy is going to pay off tonight? Looks like Darren Hardesty out of the pits finally. I wonder what happened there. He might have taken damage and went to repair. I hope not. Josh Edmondson now hitting the pits. Cameron Peterson coming off the second straight. Zach Drapkin right behind Alan Dobbs, trying to catch up to him. The clock is ticking for Josh right now. "23 seconds. Coming up on 30. Cam did a 39.1 pit stop. Josh Edmondson at 35 seconds. As it counts off, is he going to make it out in time? 41, 42, he's still in there. And it's going to come down to the wire. Josh Edmondson. Oh my gosh, he is out of fuel. He pushed it too far. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens if you do not watch your gauge. Zach Drapkin is going to find himself up there in third place now. That is a rough run for Josh. Not a good way to end your night. He might have to tow, but that's going to burn 2 minutes. And it looks like he just did. So close, but so far away from his pit stop. Riding along with Cam Peterson up in front right now. As he slides out into the front straight. We're good to see Josh as he passes by. Josh Edmondson, ladies and gentlemen, making a missed call out on the track. Stays out one extra lap. Finds himself having to tow and go a lap down. That is brutal. Nice slow run around the corner. Now, to point out, one driver had a slower pit stop and also took fuel. That was Alan Dobbs. I wonder if he's trying to catch up to Cam and if his strategy worked. Remember, Alan Dobbs is in and out of there in 39 seconds. He might not have enough fuel. Unless he thinks he's down to the nail on how long it's going to, or how many gallons it takes to finish this track. Zach might find himself jumping another position if Alan Dobbs runs out of fuel before the end of the race. We're going to go ahead and jump over to Zach Drapkin out on the track. Do a quick ride along with him. Zach Drapkin a little more comfortable out on the dirt, is doing his best out on the road. Almost had a really good run at the first for that pit. I think if he would have maybe pulled off a little bit of a faster pit like Alan Dobbs, we might have seen him jump around Alan a lot sooner and beat him out of the pits. 4 laps to go. Ooh, sends it to the outside of that corner. Just a little too hard. Has to get on the binders a little bit faster. You know, like we try to hit home. Braking points are so important. But with this track, as you can see with these S-turns, these trucks are really big. They want to send out to the outside, but sometimes you have to stay to the inside of that corner so you can prep for, you know, a quick left and then a right. Because they just want to push out to the outside and set you up for another either left or right-hand turn that you're following through with. So it can be very difficult for these drivers. Zach Drapkin 180 miles an hour down the straight and climbing. All right, jumping over to Darren Hardesty right now, who's bringing up the back of the pack. All right. Looks like Josh Edmondson able to tow, get himself back out into the track. He is going to be laps down, but he's going to try and finish the race. Cameron Peterson having an astounding lead right now, looking at plus 40 seconds on Alan Dobbs. Having a good exit strategy for the pits, and then also able to gain a little bit of time on every single corner. It's tough. You know, taking these Pro 2s around these tracks, it's not their wheelhouse. These guys have to drive out of their element, and they have to, you know, make do with the setups that we give them. Whether it's loose or a little tight, they have to drive it, you know, as best as they can. All right, jumping over to Cameron Peterson up in front right now. Give you guys a view of the nose. Looks like Cam getting ready to hit that front straight again. Drop it down to 2 to go. This is it, ladies and gentlemen, for all the cookies. Cam needs to do what he can to stay up ahead. Hopefully he's good on fuel. His tires seem to be okay. We did see Alan grab tires, so I'm wondering if he made a mistake and forgot to click them off. Or if it's just a little bit of a strategy. Maybe he thinks tires are going to help out and catch up to these guys towards the end of the race. Well, haven't seen too much of a change right now. Looks like Cam able to get away from him and still put some time down between them. As you can see, Alan Dobbs just hitting the front straight. Cameron Peterson hitting the second straight right now as he gets ready to take a couple little turns and then hit that third straight before they go into the infield S section. Alan Dobbs now hitting the second straight. Two laps to go for these guys. Right now, it's pretty much you're driving against yourself. Cam seems to be locked into position. Same thing to Alan Dobbs and Zach Drapkin. It's going to be tough, though. We don't know if any of these guys have made a good call on their fuel and pit strategies. We're going to have to see how it plays out towards the end. That's one thing I wish I had the ability is to read other people's tire and fuel situation while the race is going on, so I can give you guys a little more knowledge of how close of a race it's going to be for these drivers. All right, as Cameron Peterson crosses the line, we are getting the white flag. One to go before the checkered. This is it, final lap. Yeah, Cam's still throwing down some amazing times. Look at that. Last time we checked in with Alan Dobbs, he was at about 40 seconds of a gap. Now he's at 45. Cam Peterson is on a roll right now. Road courses seem to be treating him well. Go ahead and check in with Zach Drapkin up in front. Sitting in third place right now, crossing the front straight. Now riding along with Cam Peterson as we get ready for the finish. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be hitting the second straight, then just has to hit the infield. Looks like Cam having some fun out on the track. He's on quite a lead as he hits the front straight. And into the finish, ladies and gentlemen. First place going to the number 48, Cameron Peterson. What a run. That was a tough track for a lot of drivers. He did a great job out there. Alan Dobbs getting ready to get to cross that line also. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in tonight. Once again, I'd like to thank our series sponsor, our title sponsor, Lawrence Equipment, and also Joker Graphics for their sponsorship. And then our broadcast sponsors. That's going to be Critical Advanced Lures and Southern California's Nautilus Media Systems. Let's get these guys into the booth once they cross the line and talk to them a little bit about the race. pros and cons, how they felt. It stretched out pretty hard for these guys. They had a good front pack, but it looks like they got mixed into a couple accidents. Luke Knupp got taken out. Gonna have to figure out what's gonna happen with that. Some people are gonna lose some points, but it happens. That's part of racing. You just gotta roll with the punches. See if we can find Cameron out in the track. Looks like he's posing in front of one of the camera spots. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's pull everyone into the booth. Once again, tonight's race, Cameron Peterson, Alan Dobbs, Zach Drapkin, Darren Hardesty, Josh Edmondson, Luke Knupp, and Connor Berry. Ladies and gentlemen, our third place finisher, the number 56 himself, Zach Drapkin. It is a second time in the row for a podium finish. Coincidence? Maybe?
Maybe. It was a fun race.
It was a tough race, and I know Josh did have a fuel issue, but that's why we have green flag pit stops. It's on you guys out there to work hard and maybe pay attention to your fuel gauge and hopefully don't overestimate how much you have left. It's tough. And
yeah, I actually went for a strategic thing. I thought, why don't I try to pit early? So I pitted on lap 3.
Yeah,
and went for 12 gallons. The other guy, Alan, actually, I think, I don't know where he was at, but he was close. And then
you almost caught Alan on the exit. You were, yeah. If you would have taken a little bit less, if you would have maybe pitted lap 4 and taken like 10 gallons, I think you might have. You could have beaten these guys. You could have beaten Alan across and taken second place away from him.
Maybe, but hey, those guys are way faster than me, though. It's just fun to be. It's just fun to be out there. I wish Josh didn't have a fuel problem. I told him if he needed a push, I would have given him a push. Because those guys are all the fast guys. Darren, Josh, Alan, and Cameron are just fast, so they deserve it more than I do. It's fun to race them, though. I'm just glad. Sometimes it helps out. Sometimes we end up here, but hey, yeah, it was fun.
You made it. I know you got some sponsors you want to shout out.
Yeah, really, I want to thank these 4 guys. Alan. Well, 5 guys. Alan, Mikey, Cameron, Josh, and Darren. I think there's more than that, but those guys have been racing with us every single weekend, every single week. It's a lot of fun to have racing with these guys, and they're just fast, and they really are supporting the small series. So having the big names out there is just fun, and especially you, Randall. You're streaming this. Hopefully next week we'll go back to a rallycross track. We'll get a full field of 12, and then we'll have some good racing.
Yeah, I think it will. I know we're going to be hitting Phoenix Rallycross next week, so it's going to be fun to see you guys go head-to-head. And I know that fishbowl is going to be really tough, especially in these Pro 2s. So we'll have to see how you guys handle it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go for it at the Rallycross track. I feel like that's where I'm comfortable, and I feel like I have the speed to go there against Cameron.
Well, man, you scored the most points last time. I think you can do it again. See if you can make up some point or make up some positions on the points ladder. I know you made up quite a bit. And definitely can help you out moving forward.
Yep. All
right.
good.
Good job out there, man. And I'll see you tomorrow for Wednesday night's race.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
You have a good night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live with the second place finisher, the number 22 himself, Alan Dobbs. Alan, this was a long track. I know a lot of you guys were like, it's a 2-minute lap. I understand that, but your pit strategy was pretty fast. You came out. You actually grabbed tires too. What was your strategy behind that? Because you took tires and some fuel.
I actually didn't. Here's what happened. So we haven't had any practice this week. Me and my crew coming in, and see, I was about an inch too far back in my spot, and they didn't tell me. They just looked at me funny for probably 10 seconds before I realized I needed to scoot up a little. And then they were fine. But yeah, it definitely didn't work out too well.
Well, you actually had one of the fastest pit stops, if you can believe that. You had a 39.1. Cam dropped in for a 42.5, and Zach, who also had a faster pit stop, was a 52.1. So even
Maybe
with that
they
little
took
hiccup,
tires.
yeah, they didn't though. They grabbed a full tank of fuel, I think, or
Well,
close to.
I don't. Maybe I just warped into a different, parallel
just
dimension
fast
for
pit.
a minute.
Well,
But
whatever
good
happened,
enough.
you took second place. You drove hard. I know you had a fight with a little bit of a battle with Alan up in front, and then he was able to kind of sneak around you. Thinking about what we're going to be doing.
I am Alan. But
Oh, sorry, Cameron. My bad. Sorry.
well, yeah, he was the only person in the entire field that got like a start that was 3 times faster than everyone. I don't know how to start these things.
You
Really
gotta practice
slow,
that.
but he just shot out, and I never even got a chance to try to keep him behind me. So it was just taillights from there.
I could see that. Well, we're coming to Phoenix Rallycross next week. We had to make a small schedule change due to Iowa being a terrible track.
Never ran that.
Some guys ran it, and they said, please don't do it. It's going to be horrible. So we're going to make a small schedule change. But to top it off, Phoenix is going to be a free track, so we should have more drivers out there.
Hope so.
And Phoenix, have you been to Phoenix Rallycross yet?
I have never done it in the Pro 2s. I don't think. Maybe the Pro 2 lights, but never these, and it's going to be a beast like usual.
Yeah, it is, especially because these Pro 2s have a little more horsepower. Those lights handle Phoenix really well. It's actually a very fun track to drive with Pro 2 lights, but coming into with the Pro 2s, you're going to see that your back end's going to be a little more fishtaily through that fishbowl, so we'll have to see what happens with you guys.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see for sure.
Definitely, man. Well, good job out there, and I can't wait to see you race next week.
All right, thank you, man.
You got it. Have a good night.
You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first place finisher, the number 48 himself, Cameron Peterson. Another one in the books. Good race, solid driving. This is a tough track for everyone. And I even saw you out there kind of, hitting some of the corners a little harder than usual. How'd you feel about tonight's race?
Yeah, you kind of have to put all your faith and trust into the front tires, and hopefully you can get the truck turned in. The first half of the race, I didn't have any time falling off. I was actually faster in some sections, which is unheard of in these Pro 2s. So it was kind of odd to see the tires not fall off the way they normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's in the setup. It might be in the setup, Yeah, I mean, it was just hit your marks lap after lap. A little bit. It's a long lap, a lot of corners. It's a lot to remember. And I think I only had maybe 10 or 15 laps of practice before the heat races. But yeah, I just hit my marks and took what I learned from other races into account, and just did my best and came out on top.
Definitely agree with you with that. That was definitely, like I was saying, it was a difficult track for a lot of the drivers, and a lot of you guys probably, I think, touched Indiana with these pro trucks for the first time today. So good to see what you guys were able to do out tonight. Definitely had a dominating win. We're going to Phoenix Rallycross next week. Do you think you're going to be able to beat Zach Drapkin in points this time?
Depends if we get 2 jokers or not.
That's I have to decide.
a lot of variables. There's a lot of variables that can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I can be the only driver that doesn't take a joker.
That's true.
And then I'll have no points at all in the first half. So that's how it can work. I mean, it's all about give and take, what you want to take and what you're willing to give up for the second half of the race, you know. But I mean, the second half of the race is worth a lot more points, and that's what I'll be aiming to win. But I'll be giving it my all to see if I can make up for the time lost. If someone decides to take the joke lap in the first half, it'll be interesting. That track's pretty tight. You have to be really precise. It's not the quickest track, but these Pro 2s, they're monsters, and they'll get up to speed in a hurry if you ask them to. So it'll be interesting for sure. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be I think a learning experience for everyone involved.
Definitely. And the one thing I know about the Phoenix Rallycross is that joker lap is almost as fast as driving the normal track. So that is going to be very difficult for people to run away, unlike they did in Atlanta. You're not going to get as much of a gain. You're actually going to be very close to the same exit speed as someone else that you're trying to get around. So I think it's going to keep the track a little bit closer, and you guys are going to have to battle out some more, but definitely can't wait to see what you guys can do out there. I know you have some sponsors you want to shout out, so go ahead and give them some love.
Absolutely. As always, the guys at Jim Beaver Esports always push me to do my best. Always raising the bar, as always. And, thankful to be a part of that team. We've got Fistful of Bourbon, Winners Get Whiskey, General Tire, Polaris Razor, Vision Wheel, Rigid Industries, Dirtfish, GSP, XTB Axles, Skips Performance, Acronis, and Santa Racing Fabrication. Hats off to those guys, as always. And looking forward to the next one.
You got it, man. Thanks for coming out tonight, and great job out there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for tonight. Once again, Cameron Peterson, Alan Dobbs, Zach Drapkin for our top three. Tomorrow is going to be the iRacing Short Course Series. We are going to be going live at 7 p.m., so don't forget to check it out. With that being said, I hope everyone has a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.